living together. No, could I interest you in a pocket? What you like?
Why do you think we love people so much that make us laugh? You probably loved somebody very much, like Peter Cook or whoever it was that for you.
Yes, definitely.
It's quite a personal relationship you have with that.
It is.
With that person, isn't it?
It is, and it can be a lifetime. It lasts decades, and I think it's because your own humour is a very personal thing. Your own sense of humour is personal, and it takes you a while to realise it, to fully understand it. And when somebody tunes into it, it's a magical thing. It's like they've listened in on your thoughts. I think some people, when they see stand-up for the first time, I always think this, they are entranced by it. It's like a magic trick. Someone who they've never met, a stranger, in a club, will get up on stage and say, I mean, it's a very basic thing, but you know what it's like when you think this? And they think, I thought that. I've had those thoughts. I think that's funny as well. How did you...
That sort of validates you.
Yeah, it sort of validates you. And then you sort of, you know, and then the more you sort of see it, the more you know it. But the first times when people make you laugh, I think it's something which you are then all forever almost bound to them because they've tuned into what you think.
What kind of kid were you?
I was an only child, so I had my own thoughts and my own imagination all the time ticking away, and so I would amuse myself quite a lot. And I was quite studious for a long time.
Were you?
Yeah. Until I realised that actually what you could do is have a bit of a laugh. And then it all went a bit wrong.
Did you ever do a turn? Either inside your home, were you ever called upon at Christmas or anything like that to do anything? Was it that kind of household or not?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Me and my cousin would put on a puppet show every Christmas for the family. And we had these lovely puppets, Pelham puppets, I think they were. Beautiful things.
Yeah.
And we had a skeleton and a horse and a dragon.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah. And the stories sort of tended to centre around one of them was captured by one of the other one, and the other one had to rescue the other one. So the skeleton would capture the horse, and the dragon had to rescue the horse from the skeleton, and the skeleton would and they would just go around the permutations. And I would try and... I remember my cousin's a bit older than me, and he would just say, no, this is what happens. The dragon captures the skeleton, and the horse has to rescue it. And then I would say, can't they all be just in the woods somewhere, like, alone? You know, maybe in some existential despair. And he'd just look at me like, what? Oh, stupid.
No.
He's got to capture him. Come on. And so I was always trying to break out of this little, this scenario. And then finally we got some more puppets.
But this was willing performance then by you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, we'd actually, I remember very vividly sitting down and writing the puppet show out before we performed it, and what was going to happen, who was going to operate what bit. And we had a hatch we did it in, which was the hatch between the kitchen and the dining room. It was like a Formica breakfast bar. We would just do the puppet show on, and we would have it's big performance, yeah.
Maybe you should resurrect that.
Yes.
I'd pay for that, actually.
Yes.
More horses, I'd say.
Maybe do something a bit more ambitious, maybe Death of a Salesman.
Were you in any school productions?
Yes, I was, yeah. I was in all of them. I think every one that was in all the years I was at both schools I was in. And I remember the most ambitious one. We had a very ambitious English teacher one year. And he was quite instrumental in pushing the envelope a little bit from the normal shows we did. And we did a Brecht play. I remember the last year I was at senior school. It was The Resistible Rise of Arturo Ui, the sort of the parody of the rise of Nazis. And I had the lead role, obviously. Arturo Ui, and I really went to town with that. I dyed my hair black and combed it over, grew a little moustache, and my mum, she goes to me, she says, "Oh, you look very smart," and I just say that my mum says I look like Hitler, and she said, "Well, I don't care. You look very nice."
Yes.
It's great, you know. My mums, you know, she could see good in everyone. Very smart with your hair and your moustache. Why don't you? And you know what?
And the goose stepping.
Well,
lovely.
yeah, yes. I think she was always disappointed after that. I never had my hair like that ever again. It was always a mess after that, and she'd always hark back. Why didn't you have it back when you had it combed over to the side? It was ever so smart. We put on a review as well every year as well, which was fun, and then we would mock the teachers quite in a very cruel way.
Yeah.
Any tiny little sort of remote chink in their, you know, personality was ruthlessly exploited. Horrible, really, like some kind of army of
savage dogs.
cruelty dogs.
I think it's part of the contract if you're a teacher.
Is it?
That you will agree that
Is anything at all?
you'll be tortured mentally once a year by children.
And some of them, I would think, and with hindsight now, I just think, why on earth did you let that slip? You know, some tiny thing about liking a band or something, or having an amusing wart or something, and that was it. That was forever and a day. That would be the...
They've shown their neck.
Yeah. I don't know. I have great admiration for teachers, I think because if it was me, you'd just have to show nothing. Turn up in a plain grey suit, no colour, nothing, everything. There's nothing about your appearance that can provoke comment. Hair normal, everything normal. Just do the syllabus exactly as it is. Say that, thank you, class, goodbye, leave in a brown car, nothing about it. You just have to be anonymous.
I think you'll find a lot of teachers are exactly that. And maybe that's why.
Right, yeah.
So when you were at school, towards the end of school, did you go to uni then? Or what happened?
No, at the end of school, I left and travelled around the south of France and did a bit of busking. And my first busking session was it proved utterly fruitless. In fact, somebody came and asked for change.
That's not right.
It's not right, is it? They should chuck money in. And he came and said, "Have you got? I just need 4. Can we? It's like £1. Can I get 4.25? Thanks, like that." And I told,
helpless.
And I was just going, yeah, fine, yeah, right.
So would you say that's your first gig for money then, is busking?
No, my first gigs actually for money were playing the piano. I played piano in hotels, in the lobbies of hotels.
And so you're booked to sit in the hotel for a couple of hours?
4 hours.
Yeah.
Playing, anything, really. I can play most things. And it would be anything. I mean, anything.
Requests?
Yeah. There was a little pad on the top of on the tables, and it would say, it was a pre-printed little pad, and it said, "Dear pianist, please play," and then you wrote in your request, and the waiter would bring it over, and then, of course, it'd be like, "Somewhere else," with yourself, and then occasionally they'd say, the music from the wool advert. Which I knew.
Yes,
Sadly, I knew
what
exactly
they're asking for.
I knew exactly. Torremolinos. I mean, it was soul-destroying, really. And I played all of these things. And you usually end up with sort of, like drunk photocopy salesmen or businessmen just slumped over the piano going, "That's beautiful, Elton John, play that again. Song for Guy, I love that."
So pianist/therapist?
Therapist, yeah. Yes, that went on for a bit.
Did you think music was going to be your life?
I did, actually, yeah. When I was when I was at school, I played in we had a band, and we played gigs, and it was all great fun, and played in the local club when I grew up in Bath, and